Hey everybody, Ralph Havens here. Welcome. Everybody, Ralph Havens here. And this morning's session is actually, I'm doing it the night before. Hey Ralph. And it's because I'm heading to Olympia to go protest and be at the hearing about mandatory vaccinations. So you're getting this bright and early on Friday morning. You know, when it comes to healing, of course, nothing's guaranteed, right? Like, you know, we can't say we guarantee that somebody's going to get a result of any particular kind with anything really. And Ben and I were reminded of just how we just have nothing that's guaranteed anyway. We had a friend that we saw yesterday on the trails, and he was cleaning stuff up, and he told us that the neighbor boy, high school kid, or maybe older than high school, fell asleep at the wheel out by the Mount Baker Highway and went through the woods. And luckily he was okay. But we've seen a few people not make it on that highway. And I even had a very funny time a few weeks ago when it was really icy, and I went across the highway unexpectedly, swerving, and went through a barbed wire fence. So, you know, nothing's really guaranteed. And especially with healing, you know, nothing's guaranteed. But we've seen a lot of great miracles with the work that we've done. And what I want to talk about today is that there's a different way of thinking about healing and the body that I've come to have, and I want to tell you a little bit about it. So now, whether you're dealing with a chronic pain or a chronic condition of some type, anxiety or depression, or even something medical like multiple sclerosis or heart disease or diabetes, what I'm finding is everybody's body is doing the best it can do. And what we're seeing when we see somebody in pain is that your body is protecting you. And I know it sounds crazy because we're used to hearing about, you know, if you have a certain problem, you need a surgery to cut something out or to fix something, or you have a certain symptom and you have to get a certain drug to manage the symptom. And that's how a lot of people are used to talking about, you know, you have anxiety and you do something to calm down, or even meditation to calm down. And so what I'm going to be sharing with you today is a different way of thinking. And I think it's going to revolutionize the way you think about your body and how you can heal your body. I'm Ralph Havens, and I'm a medical intuitive. I'm also a physical therapist and trained in a few different healing modalities and healing at a distance and medical intuitive work. And I've helped now over the past 34 years, thousands of people overcome all sorts of things, from chronic conditions of like chronic pains, chronic anxiety, chronic depression, even medical type conditions, all sorts of things. And what I found is that there's a way to think of the body that's more in line with a natural healing idea. And so I'm going to share with you three things about this. And you know, I know you're probably thinking, you know, Ralph, I've been to a lot of doctors and therapists and supplements and tried all sorts of stuff. And, you know, but what I'm going to be showing you is a different way to think of the body. Even, I'll just tell you a little bit about it. So the big idea here is that there's what's called a hierarchy of protection. So it's like some things in your body are more important than other things, right? Like you have your muscles and your joints, but a little more important than that are your bones. You know, you break a bone, that's much more dangerous to you, to your survival, than if you just spasm a muscle. And even beyond that, your GI tract, or some of your organs, your heart and your lungs and your liver, way more important than the muscles, right? And then the brain, much more important than that. So the brain and the heart, some of the highest levels of importance in the body. And with myself, the short story of a very long process that I went through, I was dealing with leg pain that wouldn't let me run for 8 months, many years ago. And short story of it was, a therapist found that it was my heart, and she worked on me for 2 hours, and then I was able to run again after 8 months of not being able to run. So my body, in its wisdom, was protecting me by protecting my heart and not letting me run, spasming some of my muscles. Kind of a good body, right? So, so the second thing is, second secret or way of thinking about this is there's something even more important than a heart and a brain and those kind of very high level organs. And that's the mental and the emotional and the spiritual pain. So somebody could be dealing with a lot of mental and emotional spiritual pain, and and their body's protecting them from that by causing all sorts of physical conditions. One short story of another long story was a woman that came to see me many years ago, and headaches, neck pain, back pain after a car wreck from a few years before, and had seen many, many, many people. And what I found was deep grief in her lungs. Well, we did the techniques to clear that, and then it started working. And she told me, "What are you doing? Because this is finally working." I told her, and that's when she told me that she had lost two of her kids. So it made some sense. We didn't do talk therapy. That's not what I do. But there was a way to clear this deep grief. And months later, I checked in with her again. I emailed her, and she said that she was really good. They were thinking of moving out of the country, and she felt like the reason she even had the car wreck was maybe to find me and then to clear this deep spiritual pain. So it's kind of like another way to think of it is, well, I'll just leave it at that. So the third thing, though, the third secret is that sometimes healing can be even more simple than you think. And with me, I went through a couple of years of trying to figure out, there's Ben and Baden over there. So I went through a couple of years of trying to figure out how to solve a deep bone pain that I was having in a depression. And then I found out that it was the fluoride in the water, that I'd started drinking water that they had put fluoride in the water in San Diego. And after stopping that and getting spring water and getting filters for the house and getting a remedy, I was able to run again. Jen had many, many, many years of terrible gut pain and elimination problems as a little girl, and even depression and stuff. And it was gluten. And then when she started hanging out with me and changing her diet, eating gluten-free and more fat and more in line with ancestral ways of eating, all of that went away. We've seen people with ulcerative colitis who, once we found out that they were sleeping with their cell phone by their head, we turned off their Wi-Fi and their cell phone, and a very serious condition went away and got well. She got well. So sometimes it can be way easier than you think. And if I was going to many different therapists, trying to figure out why I was having such bone pain and depression, and it was like, well, you're polluting your body. So we had to find that. So sometimes it can just take a little bit of time. And so what I'm going to be doing is, I was thinking this last week of how I can get this way of thinking and this way of healing and this way of treating people out to more people in a big way. And so what I've done is I've decided to do a 30 days of sessions in 30 sessions in 30 days. So every day, a 10 to 15 minute session over the internet, very specific for people. And there's already people signing up. I'm so excited to be able to start doing this Monday and do these sessions where we look for what is it that your body's protecting you from. And I'll be having you email me back and forth and let me know what's going on. And I'll be tuning into you energetically with the medical intuitive work. And then we'll also be looking very specifically at your environment and seeing, is there something that you're doing that once solved could change this? So I'm very excited to get this to you. It's going to be a way for us to work together. And it's going to be part of a big series that I'm doing later. But right now I'm doing this as a first run with it. And because of that, I'm going to be offering it at a very special rate. So I honestly don't know if I'll do this one quite like this again. And it does start on Monday, so it's very time limited. I'm going to close down the registration this Sunday. If it's interesting to you, if it's something you might be interested in, you can click the link while it's still available. I'm excited. We're always here to help, and I can't tell you the amazing things I've seen that change for people with this work, physical as well as other conditions. We also have an Enlighten Up and Get What You Want masterclass. But today I'm talking about the 30 sessions in 30 days, which is amazing. It's starting Monday. I'm closing the registration down Sunday. So if you're seeing this, click the links. It'll be up in just a little bit. I can't wait to see you inside, and have a great day. All right, everybody. Bye now.